welcome back to my channel, Welshman Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing my non-spoiler review for the latest movie in the Mission Impossible franchise, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. So this is, as I said, the 7th movie in that franchise, and it is, as Christopher McQuarrie has come back to direct again like he did the previous 2 movies, plus he will be doing part 2 for this as well. He also co-wrote this with Bruce Geller and Eric Jenderson. If I butchered that, apologies. And obviously the main actors that have come back as well, obviously Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt, Ving Rhames as Luther, Simon Pegg as Benji, Rebecca Ferguson as Lisa Faust, Vanessa Kirby as the White Widow from the last movie. She returns with her brother as well. It does. Henry Kursney comes back as Kittredge, which I don't think we've seen for a couple of movies. I think Rogue Nation might be the last one we saw him in. It is, but we do also get a lot of newcomers in this movie as well. So notably the first one is Hayley Atwell, who plays a thief in this called Grace. It is Pom Klementieff, who played Mantis in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, comes back as like a henchman called Paris in this movie as well. And Ezra Morales as Gabriel, a new pretty much antagonist for this movie. So pretty much the story for this is Ethan Hunt and his IMF team must track down a dangerous weapon before it falls into the wrong hands. So that's a little thing and all that. It's more of an AI program has been written to try and not program, but like I said, a program or something it is that will help world power dominate war and all that for the future. But unfortunately it kind of gets a mind of its own and kind of goes down. So it gets called the Entity throughout the rest of the movie. So it is like an AI program which is that can pretty much calculate anything that happens, you know, for what anything that can happen or anticipate anything you can do. It is. So obviously now the world powers around the world are all trying to get these 2 pieces of these key that can either destroy it, as Ethan Hunt and his team want to do, or as other people and other governments around the world want to have it so they can use and utilize that power for their own goal. It is. So it's pretty much Ethan Hunt's team going rogue again, which they do every movie pretty much and all that. And yeah, them on their own trying to get these keys, and you know the bad guys trying to kill them at the end of the day, and the government and that. A lot of this I think I had this down as my most anticipated movie of the year, and it didn't disappoint at all. It didn't. It's an absolute brilliant movie. You've enjoyed the last few Mission Impossible movies, you're gonna love this movie as well. Is it as good as Fallout? I don't think it is. To me, I find Fallout a not a much better movie, but it is a better movie. But this one is up there as one of the best, to be honest. It is. Some of the actors do a brilliant job in this and all. I'll tell you what this movie also feels like as well. I told my mate this, that the last couple I felt a little bit different compared to the other Mission Impossible movies, which is probably a good thing for the franchise. This one brings it back. I don't know, I had a feel of the older movies in this one, the way it was made and that. And, you know, it was a pleasant little surprise. But I know the earlier movies always had their critics and all that. But I think what they failed to pretty much do in them last ones, this one made it feel like the old movies, but kind of elevated them as well. It is. So, yeah, it felt like one of the older movies. And, yeah, I was all for it. I was. Don't get me wrong, I have a couple of little dislikes for this movie. I do, but the majority of it is good. Like I said, visuals are great, the action's amazing for the most part. The story's really good and interesting. It has a brilliant first opening to the movie where a Russian sub, with the Russian sub in the beginning of the movie, which I'm not going to spoil and all, because I reckon you should go to this movie without getting spoiled. but that's a really good sequence in the beginning. But yeah, the chemistry between the characters, and I gotta admit, Hayley Atwell does really join this cast really good, to be honest. She is like a standout in this movie. She's new, she's vibrant in it, she is very nice, good character, very sassy and stuff. It is, and she fits in pretty well in this group. Like I said, most of the actors and actresses do a brilliant job and all. I'm not going to keep on going on with the likes, because pretty much I like it, the stunt he does in it is pretty much more low key compared to. I'm not saying it's not low key. It's not high and all that. Jumping off a mountain and thing. But compared to what he did in the previous movies and all that, it feels a little bit less than what I thought he would have done for a big stunt in this movie. But yeah, the acting and all that's brilliant and that in this. And like I said, direction, I think all excellent. Like I think Christopher McQuarrie has directed the last whatever projects of Tom Cruise. It was a Rogue Nation, Fallout, Dead Reckoning 2 he's going to be doing, and he did Top Gun Maverick as well. So yeah, all brilliant movie thing, action thing. And what I like about this movie as well, especially with the action and the stunts, they feel real. I think I had a critique for a couple of my other movies. I think I went to see like Fast X and Indiana Jones, where the stunt work just felt too green screeny, too CGI and all that, not real. In this one, they are pretty much done like the olden days, like in the 80s, 90s, or earlier than that, in action movies and that, where they are practical stunts and stuff. They have a fight scene on top of a helicopter, on top of a train. The car chase in Venice is very real. The stunt work Tom Cruise does on all this looks full on real and all, and it is real as well, because we've seen the behind the scene. They promote this movie with stuff like that. So yeah, brilliant movie as well for thing. And a couple of my dislikes for the movie: some of the action scenes, more notably the last fight scene between Ethan and Gabriel. Oh, I should say, to be honest, Gabriel in this movie, the main henchman, is someone from Ethan's past before he joined the Mission Impossible team. But you don't get told much about it in this movie. I'm guessing they're gonna save that for the second movie. But you're going to be watching this with a lot of questions at the end, not answered at the end of this movie. So we got to wait probably a couple of years now till the next one comes out, or maybe a bit longer, because there's strike action that's in America right now. But yeah, the fight scene between him and Gabriel on top of the train was very, very poor, to be honest, for a one-to-one fight scene. I think the one in the first Mission Impossible movie was much better done, to be honest. There is a few characters in here I think are not developed enough. I think Clementief's character Paris, you don't really know much about her, to be honest. She's just there as a henchman and all that, and a little thing with her towards the end, at the end of the movie as well. Rebecca Ferguson's only in it for a little bit, and I love her as an actress. I look forward to seeing her in loads of movies and all that. But she's only in this one for a little bit and that. And so yeah, some of the little bit characters don't get enough to shine, but maybe they will in the next movie. Who knows and all that. I'm hoping they do. They will and all that. But yeah, there's only a few little ones like that. There's nothing that brings this movie down and all. I think it flows pretty well. Maybe the third act's a bit too long as well. It does seem to last quite a long time. I think they could have easily cut it 10 minutes, maybe. They could have probably cut it by 10 minutes just to make it flow a bit better. And the only other one as well, you do get a couple of agents that are after him. Shia Wingham, who plays Briggs, the main one, and Greg Tarzan Davis, who plays Degas. They're like CIA operatives who are after Ethan Hunt, to try and get the key off him and stuff like that. But they don't utilize them enough. They kind of just feel like in the way of this movie, unfortunately. And yeah, the Briggs character, the Shine Wayne, there's a little bit more for him. For hopefully they're going to show in the next movie. Like I said, they don't answer a lot of questions in this movie, which I think they must obviously answer in the next movie. But yeah, a few little dislikes, but majority of this movie is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, the acting, the action, CGI, all the visual effects, practical effects, stunt work. They do an amazing job. And Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie are a very good actor, director combination. So hopefully maybe we'll see some more original content with them too in the future and all that, because yeah, it's only like the Mission Impossibles and the Top Gun Maverick, which pretty much Tom Cruise has for him right now and all that. When he does try and do other things, I think notably The Mummy, it kind of bombs they do. So hopefully we can see something between them two, something a little bit different in the future that's not a notable franchise, let's say. So yeah, this is easily a 9 out of 10, 8.5, 9 out of 10 movie for me. I highly recommend you go and see it in the cinema. It came out really early this week and all that, because I think it wanted more IMAX screens. Seems that Oppenheimer coming out next week is going to be dominating the cinema for the IMAX screenings. But yeah, definitely recommend going to see it. If you love the previous Mission Impossibles, you will love this one. On my last note as well for these is, this is the third movie that's come out this year that has not a cliffhanger, but they have a second part that comes out. You know, you got the Fast X finished on a cliffhanger, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse finished on a cliffhanger, and now this one as well. 3 movies this year that are all have a second part to finish off that story. So I'm not too sure if there's any more coming out this year, but I'm going to be keeping an eye on that, to be honest. So that's my review for the new Mission Impossible. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Tell me in the comments what you thought about it. I really enjoyed it. I like to see your other people's opinions. I think the majority are going to enjoy it. But if you didn't, let me know why. Maybe we can have a little chat about that. And if you'd like to see more videos, I guess, please subscribe to my channel. I will see you next time.